We're locked inside.
It's a trap.
That's a bomb.
All right, dorks, what are we blowing up?
What? The Vatican? Wow, you guys are going to hell.
Vin Diesel has spoken about wanting to work with you for a decade, and you've spoken about also wanting to play a villain again. So when this came along, was it just the perfect match for you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I've wanted to play villain, like I said, for a very long time, and it's been a long time since I've done it. And to go up against Vin and his beautiful franchise and what he's created, it's I was 100% in, and it was perfect because my passion for motorcycles and cars, and you know, I enjoy the franchise. So it was like, and I haven't worked with like big like massive movie stars. Like Vin's pretty freaking big, you know what I mean? And so I haven't worked with like Charlize is, you know, doesn't get any bigger. So I didn't get to work with Statham, which would have been really cool. He's a badass, but you know, yeah. Hopefully soon.
Next time around. So, as you were saying, did you have expectations of what a Fast and Furious movie would be to film? And was there anything that particularly surprised you about these massive films? But obviously, it's quite intimate because the cast and crew have been around on these films for over 2 decades.
Yeah, I just kind of went into it without, you know, I just went into it going like, listen, I'm just here to do my job, and I was really welcomed by everyone, whether I worked with them or not. You know, other cast members would show up to the set. You know, I'd freak out meeting Ludacris, and my kids got to meet Ludacris, and so there's just and just the scope of this, man. Like, I've never got to shoot in Italy. I never got to go to. I love Rome, and to be able to ride a motorcycle through Rome without a helmet and do all this illegal stuff. There's cops everywhere watching it, and I'm just doing the most shit you can't do. Can't ride up steps in Rome, you know. And so I had an amazing stunt man, Joe, who did some really sick stunts, and then the rest of it, you know, it's just the act of riding through that city at that speed is I can't believe I think one of the producers was like, wow, Jason's double is amazing. I don't know how we got that. And they're like, that's Momoa, and like we let him do that. So I'm pretty happy they let me do that. But there was moments where I'm like, wow, they let me do that.
Yeah. And, were there any moments that you were like, oh man, I wish they let me do that rather than you're a stuntman? You
know, there's moments where it's like, yeah, I would love to ride up those stairs the way that he is, but the truth of it is, you're going to hurt the other stunt person, and if anything messes up, there's millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars that just got ruined because I'm in the hospital now because of that, you know, that thing that happened. So it's like I can do the riding part. That's sketchy enough, and you know, those streets are slick. Those cobblestone streets have been driven on for, you know, centuries, and you're like, you go to stop, you're not going to stop. If it rains a little bit, you're sliding, it's ice. So there's moments like, whoa.
And Dante as a villain, I feel he's very different to what we've seen in the Fast and Furious saga before. Like, he is this flamboyant villain, and then he's also chilling. It's a really complex blend. How did you find that difficult balance between the two sides of Dante?
I mean, I went in with a certain idea of how I wanted to play this character, and everyone really got behind it. And then the more you play, and you know, with the help of Louis, who is just, I want to work with him for the rest of my life. I think he did a phenomenal job, and they just encouraged me to play more. And you know, I wanted to make a character who was, to me, like the devil is something that's. It lures you in, you know. It has this inviting feeling, and you trust it, and next thing you know, you're on the dark side. And so I wanted to make him very approachable, and with the colors, and bring you in close. And then when you got really close enough to see his eyes, you're like, fuck, yeah, I've been tricked. This is the devil, and he's gonna have fun hurting you.
And you suggested the purple car as well for Dante. I read that Neil Moritz had said about it. Was there another detail about Dante that you loved apart from that purple car?
I mean, there's a lot of detail. I mean, I loved a lot of the stuff. I would just like, you know, I wear my hair in all kinds of wacky ways, but I like put my hair up like a little peacock, and like, you know, I'd wear my hair in these certain ways, and we'd come to set, and I had like these grainy, like, just the most crazy stuff, and they would just be like, no one batted an eye. No one questioned it after a certain point. They're just like, Momoa wants that's the character. and that's what I asked to do. And I love all the producers and everyone, and even, you know, Vin for trusting it and letting me play it the way I did, you know? Like we'd come up with stuff on the set, and like stuntman and grips are looking at me as a grown man dancing around doing ballet, and I literally like Googled it, how to do Swan Lake in that moment, and go like, you don't like Swan Lake, and then I would just start humming the stuff, and they let me do it. And then it just, I don't know if it made the movie, but we would just make all these. I'm gonna see it tonight, so I'm curious to what stayed and what didn't stay, because I did a lot of crazy shit.